Andrea, everybody. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to episode 3 of our Dragon Age story, Blood and Lyrium. I hope you're all doing well. We're going to do some intros before I do the last time on Dragon Age Z. Um, I am Emma or Hamalu on the internet. I use they them pronouns. And I'll let my players tell you who they are and who they are playing today.
Hello, hello. I'm Emily, or Emily on the internet. I use she and they pronouns, and I am playing Kana, everyone's favorite blacksmith with a southern accent and no height because she's a dwarf.
Hi everyone, my name is Satan or Alyssa Vamp on the internet. And today I will be playing Phelan. I use any and all pronouns. He says he, him. He's our favorite baby girl, Dalish elf mage. And honestly, he's just happy to be here.
Hello everyone, I am Torn or Torn Talks Creativity. My pronouns are she, they. I am playing Oriana, our pillbug human rogue, who uses she, her, and she's just doing okay. Great. Yeah. Honestly, I think she's just happy to be with her mom.
That's vibes. Hello everyone, I am Sakaya. I go by she, her pronouns, and I am playing a run-on, the chastened wilder, who also goes by she, her pronouns. And it's just time that she got off this boat, I think.
Yes. Perhaps. Last session, our group had settled into life on the Siren Song for day number 2. There was some bonding, thirsting over tall Canary women, and some exploration about the past, emotions, and relationships. Breakfast is delightful, and things seem truly relaxed for the first time in a long time. Then the ship got rocked. The boat was rocked as the Waking Sea Raiders boarded the Siren Song, and no doubt looking for some riches or goods to steal, such as their way. The fight was rather dramatic and ended with the Raider ship exploding in flames, Hollywood movie style. There was some recovery afterwards, and quite a nice moment between Phelan and the city elf rogue from Denram, Rylan, about burn scars and the things in their life that had led to them. Let us hope the rest of the journey is less exciting. After the fight, the rest of that day is mostly peaceful, and you know that should all be going well, you'll be arriving in Kirkwall in about 2 days' time. And I'd like to know anything that you might be looking to achieve in that time. You have about 2 days. Any scenes that you think might happen, conversations you want to happen, and just check in with what you are doing in those 2 days if there is nothing specific to roleplay out. So call them now for something you want to do. Anybody got any plans?
What about someone? No, I'm kidding.
That works.
Sorry, I'm not around right now. It's I know Phelan does want to keep working alongside Lizette, the ship's surgeon, especially after her super cool and hot, literally, because there were flames, display of both magic and fighting. And I think she spends the rest of her time, of this time on the ship, just kind of, if not doing that, then just hanging out with Rylan when he sees him, or reading on the ship again.
Sure. What would you say that Phelan's top priorities are for what he's trying to achieve in this training? As much as he's going to manage in 2 days anyway.
Yeah, it's really learning the process of how to do like bombs and wrappings, and almost like learning first aid and how to make bombs, at least the process of it, so that he can later take that on and do that off the ship or on the road, and learn.
Okay. Yeah, then I would like for you to roll for me just to see how you are doing with that. I would say
For you, anything.
It's the healing focus in cunning.
Hi.
You have that. So if you roll that, this is you basically perfecting that focus that you have, because really that's what this is. It's about aiding the wounded and the sick, not casting healing spells, if that makes sense. That's the creation focus.
Yeah. Healing is definitely not my highest stat, but it's not my lowest stat either. 11 with 2 points. Phelan. Little baby boy.
She's gonna be trying to talk you through the sorts of things that you can mix together to create a poultice that you would press against a wound to then bind it together. Things that maybe help with antiseptic, things that are anti-inflammatory, that kind of thing. And I think she's gonna like look at you when you're trying to do it and give a little frown. You seem a little distracted.
Yeah. Just thinking about the fight still.
What is it that is troubling you?
I think a lot of little things. I'm glad I was able to help the way I did, but I'm starting to realize that I can only do so much without my magic, and that maybe I mean, I can do other things. I can work the field. I can trip people. But I don't think I'm able to do anything that's actually helpful for others in a bigger sense.
I don't think... In my mind, my magic, it complements the other things that I do. I have found that the easiest to
I don't know
make
how to
peace
do
with
that.
it. Well, then that is what you need to learn. It's... I suppose it takes time. Have you had people teaching you your magics?
I did for a little bit, and then I didn't. So I've tried not to use it often, to be honest.
Do you not trust yourself?
I don't know.
A lot of my magic I originally taught myself. I would have been destined for the circle otherwise. And it conflicted with my faith because the Chantry teaches about how magic should serve man and not rule over it, but that is a vague statement. You can live alongside and serve without being stuck in a building like that and treated like a prisoner. But it is what the Chantry say should happen. it is what Templars say should happen. They are the arm of the Chantry that holds the sword. But for me, and the way I was taught about faith, about Andraste, is that binding people in that way, subjugating them. She fought against that. She liberated people. She wanted them to be free. Many think she herself was a mage. So I don't think what I believe in terms of the teachings of her, or the way that we should look to exist in this world, matches up with what the Chantry teaches us. I'm mistrustful of it, and so thankfully I had a family who supported that. They didn't hand me over, and I found people willing to teach me, and in some ways taught myself. And I told myself that what a mage really needs is just the discipline over themselves, their will. That is how you fight back against the influences, how you learn. And for me, I didn't need a teacher for that. I used my faith for that. I'm not suggesting that you need to be the same, but you should find what it is that guides you, gives you strength, what your purpose is, and try to let that give you that strength to overcome the challenges that mages have.
What if I don't have a purpose?
You will. You might not see it yet. We all have a purpose. We all are part of this world's tapestry. We all influence those around us. The people we choose to protect, or guide, or learn from. The people we choose to love. We are continually touching others, influencing them. Our self weaves into the greater story. You have a purpose, you maybe just don't have a name for it yet. What is it that you want for yourself?
I don't know. To be useful?
That is a purpose. What do you think your main use is right now?
Teaching people up.
You are a healer then. Healing comes in many forms. It does not mean you have to be like me and attend to people medically, although that can be a part of it.
Maybe. It's one of the few things I learned when I was younger, so. You asked me if I didn't trust myself earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I think you can see that Phelan's like nervous. He's fiddling with the edge of his shirt, his dressing, his
Mm-hmm.
overshirt. I don't think I have I've seen the person that has been strongest person I've ever met succumb to turn into an abomination. And I'm nowhere near as strong as she was. So I worry that when I do use my magic, I will no longer be a healer or here to help my friends, but that I will hurt them.
How do you define strength? What was it about her that makes you say she was stronger? What is strong?
She was a great leader and knew how to take care of people, how to aid anyone that needed it. She
Is
was
that
kind.
strength?
I think that's a strength.
It's a type of. There are many types. There are many ways. We're all very different. Like the patterns on the end of our fingers. Everyone is different. And so strength for each person will be different. For some people, it is the ability to carry others, a physical strength. For some, it is defending others, and that is strength. For some, it is an emotional ability to overcome challenges, and that is strength. There is a mental strength to those who train their mind to withstand influence. They are all strengths. None are stronger than the other. For us, when resisting the influences that may turn us, it is about an emotional strength, in a way. Much like the pressure of this world that applies heat and the weight upon it to slowly turn types of rock into diamonds. The pressure we as mages have to go through, the difficulties we face, the things we must sacrifice, the cruel treatment we are given. None of it is easy to go through, but we come out of it the other side, stronger. The wounds that we heal, when you cut skin and it heals over, that scar tissue is stronger than what was there before. I sense you have gone through a lot of difficulty in your life, Phelan. And it leaves scar tissue behind. It does. And they can be hard to look at because they come with memories. But they are stronger than what was there before. You will have your own strength. And when it is too strong for you to carry, it is important to allow the people around you to lend you theirs. It does not have to be a burden you carry on your own. The sorts that want to force their way in to create abominations are not the positive kind of spirits. And they want to feed on negativity, they want to feed on hopeless kind of sadness or the burning hot rage. And the way to overcome those feelings is to let the positive ones sing louder. The love we have for people, the compassion that we have in our hearts for others, the happiness in seeing a place that has good memories of remembering your favorite foods, your childhood pet, those positive things. Shine the light on that dark part so that the shadows cannot form. And when you are struggling to find those happy things, those warm things, the compassion, the love, the people around you, I suspect, will help you remember. Now, good people will still fall to this. It is a challenge we alone understand how to face, but it is a challenge we must step up to. You must be willing to step up to that challenge, Phelan.
As she says that, he sits down on the little cot and just wipes his eyes a bit. You sound just like her.
She must have been very wise then.
She was. You are. I'm fearful of it.
You will have to learn to conquer that fear. Fear is one of the doorways for them to enter into. It seems cruel to tell someone not to be afraid. It is not that we can't be afraid, but we have to learn how to take a hold of it. To have control of that fear. Know that it's there, acknowledge it. Take steps to overcome it. We both know the risks when we can't do that.
Okay.
You're right to fear it. It is scary. It would be strange not to be fearful of it, but don't let it make you feel hopeless or weak. It is a rational fear. It doesn't mean that you are less than. It means that you're smart. And clearly you are strong enough to overcome these things, because otherwise you wouldn't be here. Something would have taken over already. I'm not saying that it's easy. The things that I've said are not necessarily easy, but it's something that we have to train ourselves into.
No, you're right.
We have a responsibility to do it. For me, my faith gave me that strength to overcome, even when I didn't have people around me to show me love or my favorite things, or on days when it's cold and you don't have a warm blanket and a fire. I would be warmed from within with my devotion. But faith doesn't have to be in something religious. It doesn't have to be about a figure like Andraste. She was just a woman. I wish to be as strong as her. So figure out what your North Star is. The thing that pulls you forward, the things that gives you strength. And keep them close. If it is about serving others, caring or healing others, then sit with it from time to time. Look at the good that you're doing. Take strength in it.
I hope one day to be like you. Seem
Sure.
like you have everything figured out.
I don't. I don't have everything figured out. But I enjoy taking on challenges and figuring them out. Maybe it's about learning. Maybe that's the thing to focus on.
Maybe.
You'll find a North Star eventually.
The nice guy has to have at least one star.
Mm-hmm.
Can we go over this again? We'll point to what they were just doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she will talk you through it again, step by step. Explains the whys of everything. Why this thing does what it does, the way that it works, what happens to the skin or the wound or the bump or what have you. So that it's not just do this, things go good.
Mhm.
It is this thing causes a cooling effect. This helps with anti-inflammatory so that you're understanding the process. Mm-hmm.
He'll definitely pay more attention, less distracted now.
Okay,
Little
good.
smile on his face.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, probably takes up a decent chunk of your 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was one smaller conversation you were wanting. We can do that after the others. Anyone else? We have about 2 days. What do you think you'd be doing in those 2 days?
I think Eranon is a blur of activity. She seems to have boundless energy on this ship. So we've seen her like on the flight from Lothering. She cooks the food. She sort of like tends people. She acts as like an anchor. And she's doing that still. She's kind of like going between all of her companions. So she's checking in on Oriana and her mother and not intruding on their space, but trying to sort of like facilitate them being able to have time together by, you know, getting them things and
Mm-hmm.
checking out what Phelan's reading and showing genuine interest, being very touchy-feely with Kanar, you know, sort of hands on hips as she walks past and like little jokes. But she's doing that to like 5 or 6 members of the crew as well, people that she's traveled with before, just like not flirting Phelan.
Mm-hmm.
Just like constant sort of attentiveness everywhere. Like a little bit much maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But she's like genuinely really happy at the moment because she misses the ship. It's kind of like nice to be back on it. And she's just kind of seeing as escape from the land and the blight and everything that's going on. At the moment, nothing can touch them. And if they do, she'll blow it up in a fireball, you know. She's got that kind of like...
Listen, I've set ships on fire
Yeah,
before.
exactly.
Try me, bitch.
Bring it on.
Very good.
But I think the one thing that she will do is like maybe one of the evenings very close to arriving at Kirkwall, she's going to like put on a proper performance. It would be like dance and drum and just like, yeah, be very sort of formative, get everyone like drinking and having a good time like before we land.
Mm-hmm. Would it be mean of me to make you roll to see just how good your performance is?
Yeah, it would be insanely mean.
Yeah. Yay, let's do it.
Okay, yeah, that's not great.
Bad. Yeah, it's a pass, but there's 4 stunts.
Mhm.
I would say the only thing that pulls it down from being absolutely incredible is
Are the
it's
2
maybe just
ones?
it's a bit the 2 ones don't help. That's the titties. So
She does have a very little top on.
yeah, is that it's maybe just a bit of a choppy night. So it's just
Sure.
that you're having to counteract the fact that there is not just wind but also the ship is moving. So you're trying to like use that for your movements. It's still good. There's still 4 stun points in there because 13 is still a pass. So it's very entertaining, and I think that the crew are just happy to see performance. A few of them start joining in and singing a song that seems to match the beat. And just make it a bit of a thing. I don't know how many of the other 3. I feel like Oriana maybe does. I would say Oriana, your mother definitely joins in because she knows the song that they're singing.
I had actually offered that, I think, when we first got on the boat.
Yeah. To do
Definitely
some
Kara
singing.
would be.
Yeah. Kara's singing along. So it's nice. It's a nice performance. In the afters, given that it's probably pulling into evening when you were doing that, some drinks are being passed around, and Amalia's gonna come over and like go to extend a drink towards you, and at the last minute pull it back a little bit to take a hold of your chin.
Arana's probably like a little bit drunk by now because she's been dancing a lot and drinking and probably not eating much, and so her eyes are just like wide looking at her.
And she doesn't pull you in, she
Hey.
holds you in place with it.
I think there's like a few seconds and then it dawns on her. Yeah, I made a decision.
I like the change.
Oh?
Your lips.
Yeah.
I might be an old gal, but I have a good memory.
Well, I figured that I've had to do a lot of thinking on this trip, and that
No. I'm sorry to hear that.
maybe even no to paying customers right now until I know who I am.
Okay. Interesting.
So she ain't for sale.
I hope she finds herself.
I've done a lot of things to protect myself, and I can't allow that to hurt others, so...
It's very mature of you, Irana.
Maybe.
Well, if there's anything I know about Kirkwall, people who are looking to buy company for an evening are going to have plenty to choose from there, so...
Yeah, that's what I figured. Thought you were going to twist my arm a bit.
Oh?
I'm joking.
Hey,
I'm also...
I have the privilege of never having had to pay for it.
I think I'm going to be sick.
Oh, okay. She'll hold your hair. Okay. Very good. It's a fun evening. You all would have seen it. My other 2, what do you think you're going to have spent those 2 days doing?
Kasha.
Right. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah.
And talking, you know, but spending a lot of time with her. I think Kana spends a lot of time avoiding the fact that that it has a necessary, that it is a limited amount of time, and it's just like focused on enjoying the time because she's having a really, really good time.
Yeah. Even the dramatic
but-
fight felt good.
Yeah, like, it was fun. She got to look
Yeah.
hot. Nobody
Yeah.
got too hurt. It was
Yeah.
like, some good exercise.
I think the thing that might be surprising for you is that despite being a super sweet, bubbly, wide-eyed little cutie pie, she's quite a commanding woman.
That's great, honestly.
Yeah.
That's you mean I don't have to be in charge? Great.
Yeah.
Sounds great. I can relax for a little bit.
Yeah.
Fucking finally.
It's almost like she gets the impression that you maybe need to take your mind off some things, and it's like, don't worry, I got you.
Yeah. So not a lot of thinking over
You can
the
be
course
head
of the rest of the
empty.
trip.
Yeah, you can be head empty.
Yeah.
Cool.
But I think there is a point where maybe it's after a particularly non-thought heavy session where maybe there's some cuddling. I am imagining
Oh yeah.
Kana's legs are like wrapped around her like waist, and then is still like head buried into her shoulder, like is still like not even a full torso.
Yeah. There's probably been moments where, again, surprising for how big she is, she enjoys being Little Spoon.
That's adorable.
Yeah.
So this is happening from behind. She's like
Sure.
fully backpacking
Yeah.
onto
Spider Monkey.
Excellent. I think she's like snuggled in, and there was some giggling and some talking, and it's been quiet for a little bit. And Kana says, "Hey, there's something I want to talk to you about. If that's
Sure.
all right." I know this is not necessarily probably a big surprise, but I gotta go when the ship lands.
I thought you were joining the crew.
I mean, honestly, if I were maybe a little younger and didn't have a family to worry about, that would be a lot of fun. This has been a great few days. And I do really like you, Kasha.
Thanks.
It is gonna be hard to walk away. I'm not gonna lie. You've
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want you to walk away on that pier and just look back at me pining and holding
Good.
a hand out. Okay.
Excellent.
Maybe
That will be
even
a lot
shed a
of fun.
tear. Shed a tear for me.
Yeah. I just don't want there to be any hard feelings or anything.
No.
I know. I wish I can't really set any kind of expectations either way about it. I'd love to see you again, but I don't know what my life is gonna look like in the next few months.
Fair.
Or where your ship is gonna be,
Yeah. We go where the work takes us. And it's enough to just say that if you ever need a ride and we're docked, that you consider joining us again in the future and we can have another fun little journey together.
I'd love that. And I am glad that, we're both, I'm glad we're on the same page. I just wanted to make sure.
I mean, I understand. You've got your daughter to go and see to, and your focus will be on her, giving her a good life. Maybe she'd be very good on a pirate ship, though. We're not pirates. Well,
I think. Haha. Yeah. Okay. Sure. You recognize that pirate flag real quick, I noticed.
Everybody
and-
knows the way King Severus. I don't steal. We
Uh-huh.
don't steal from anyone. Do we ferry
Mhm.
people sometimes that are needing to get away from things? Yes, but we're not the ones committing the crime.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But, you're right. I gotta... Man, Rainy would have too much fun on a pirate ship. Or a not pirate ship.
Yes.
I'll definitely... Once life settles down a bit, I bet she'd love a big old sea venture.
I'd love to meet her.
Yeah, she's the best. Really.
I'm sure she is if
I
she's
hope
raised
she's
by
okay.
you.
You do not have to flatter me. I'm already got my titties pressed against you. You don't. You did it. You did it. You won me
Yay.
over. You
I win!
do. You do.
Mm. Well,
Hope she's all right.
I hope so too.
It's not just her I'm worried about now, though. Like, I'm definitely. Don't get me wrong. I'm still worried about it.
Mm-hmm.
I just.
There's the
also
whole of
the-
Ferelden.
Well, that's a bit even beyond my scope. I mean, I'm worried for sure, but I can't do nothing about that.
What else
I'm
are you
just
worried
a
about?
little
then?
person, but it's the people that I brought with me.
Oh.
I
worried
know we're
for them? About them?
yeah, and I feel a little bit responsible for them too. I know it made sense to stick together for having numbers and easier to look after each other, but where we're going is kind of my fault. I'm the only one who really had a strong sense of I need to be this place, and so
Well, they wouldn't be here if they didn't want to be.
I know that, but
It's okay to accept help.
I appreciate their help. I just don't want them getting hurt.
You
I ran
can't
into a
control
sweetheart. Yeah, but I can throw a shield in front of them.
So then throw a shield for them. They could disappear off from you and go to a different city and come into harm, and they wouldn't have you in your shield.
Yeah.
At least now, if harm comes to them, you can help defend.
Yeah.
It's funny how these things happen. Like, some of the crew, myself included at first, you join up with a group because it's your only option, or you're escaping from something, or you're needing a job, or you've managed to break free from a weird brainwashy... Yeah. And then you find yourself with a group.
That's like rubbing her shoulders.
Yeah. And they become family. And so you want to be around them all the time because they're your family. And sometimes you'll fight and bicker.
That's for
That
sure.
happens. But
Honestly, it's been hard for me to even be around Oriana right now. Because
oh,
she's having a lot of really great mother-daughter time, and seeing it makes my heart hurt. Yeah, it's
okay,
fine.
yeah.
I'm real happy for her.
I know.
Um,
And she turns around so that she can be facing you, so she can cuddle you. Oh, I get it. And no, do you want to see? You don't
yeah.
have to. You don't have to excuse it away just because something is good for somebody else. You're allowed to say. Maybe not to them if you don't want to, but you're allowed to be sad about it when it's something that you don't
know.
have.
Hey, I know. I'm not gonna say it to her. That's why I'm saying it now.
I
'cause
know.
It's
But
not
you
gonna
let
hurt
yourself
anybody's feelings.
let yourself have that feeling without feeling like you have to then qualify why you feel that way. You feel that way because you wish you had your daughter. And that's okay.
Yeah. I thought that was I thought I didn't need to say that part. I
No,
thought
I
that was
know.
pretty
I know you know.
self-explanatory.
But then you did that thing where you're like, oh, maybe it's here. And you don't need to. I'm, I'm just
Maybe
saying.
it's the single mother in me. I'm too used to feeling responsible for everybody and everything.
You have to sacrifice a little bit to make sure that everyone else is doing good.
Yeah. And I don't mind doing it. I love doing it. Watching people shine and improve and get better, that's all I need. I'm doing fine.
That's good. Sometimes I get a little sad. Before I left, I had actually had a child too.
Wow.
But for us in the Qun, you get matched with people and you do the thing to make the baby, and then the baby goes away to get raised by the Tomasrin, and then they get raised to find their purpose, and then they're given a name that is just what your job is.
Oh.
And for them, they believe that there's a freedom and peace in just having purpose. That you're kind of unburdened of other types of oppression or struggle, because you never have to worry about, am I going to feed myself? Am I going to have a roof over my head? Or this person's committing a crime. The normal things that are in the rest of the world don't really happen there. Everyone just has purpose and has everything that they need and want. But the thing that I felt I was missing was connection and emotions, and having to give up that baby. I don't know how the others do it. I mean, it's just as normal. That's just the culture. So a lot of people just, surely there must be others that feel like I did. And I started to question things, and then they were going to put me in for the re-education. And then I saw some people
terrifying.
escaping, and then I ran.
Yeah. I don't blame you.
Here I am.
Oh, Kasha. Just squeezed her. I'm so sorry.
I mean, sure, that part of my life was very difficult, but since I've been out, I've met so many people, and I found so many beautiful things to wear, and just listening to music and having emotional connections with people, and all the new different types of food, and it just feels so enriched, and I've been really happy since then.
Yeah.
And
connection's important.
And not everyone needs it. Like, a lot of people are very happy in that situation, and they get a lot of converts from people who have lived lives where actually it is a relief to not worry about where you're getting food and having a roof over your head, or people treating you cruelly or differently because of who and what you are. They find a freedom in that, and that's great for them.
That part sounds great,
sure.
But
yeah, it's not. But I think we just need to realize that it's not right for everybody, and it wasn't right for me. So here I am. Ta Vashos. It's I've been really happy. And then I found these guys. I went from that ship onto another one, and I didn't know what to do, and I had no money, and I wasn't sure how to get work. And then I saw these guys and got to talking to one of them, and they brought me on board, and now I'm here. And I have family, and I have people that I want to fight for, and I get to live a very exciting life. It's great.
You're great.
Oh. Yeah. People are great. It's nice to get to know new people.
I don't know who I'd be without connections I have. But I still want to strive for all the other things, you know?
Oh, yeah.
They're worth striving for, but
it'd be great just, having food, because every human deserves food to live, right? That part's great. I get that part. And
yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of good things about it, I'm sure. It just wasn't right for me. But
maybe that whatever it was in you that made you how you are, that made you want to leave. Maybe your kid has that too. Maybe
Yeah,
you'll see him
maybe.
again.
Maybe. I guess. It's hard to
Sorry,
tell them
I know.
apart. They all have a name. Like all the soldiers have the same name. Like how do you it's a whole thing.
One with the sparkle in their eyes and the big hips. I don't know.
Maybe I would be able to tell them apart. I'd like to think a mother would know.
Yeah, I bet you would.
So I understand sometimes you see certain things and it makes you sad for the thing that's not there. Because even after they're not connected to you anymore physically, it's like you can always feel it. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry for turning the conversation a little sad.
I think I started it. It's okay.
Well,
You know, that's
can't all be sunshine and rainbows.
no, and that's one of the things I appreciate so much about you is you were so automatically just comfortable talking about everything, and you really helped me feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And I don't know, you're great. And I'm sorry I don't get to spend more time with you.
That's okay. I'm sure we'll see each other again.
Yeah.
Are you planning on staying in Kirkwall long? Or are you just getting her and then going?
Going where is the question.
Right. Oof. Maybe go north for a little bit.
Yeah. Further away from the blight is better, you know?
Sorry.
It's okay. Are you okay?
Big sneeze, yeah. Got a tickle in my nose. Yeah. Yeah.
I've thought up to finding her, and then my plans sort of stop. The image in my head keeping me going is
just
having
maybe
her
go
in my arms, you know?
on a holiday for a bit. Just be like, you know what? I'm grabbing you.
Long
We're gonna go and take a little extended holiday. Go to Antiva maybe. They've got great food. And oil wrestling.
Somewhere that oil wrestling.
Yeah.
That sounds like a vacation I'd rather bring you on than my daughter.
Oh, I have watched it. It's very entertaining. I did kind of want to get involved, but I don't think I'd have the. I don't know. I also feel like I have an unfair advantage with how big I am. But you get all like they quite literally oil themselves up.
I got a lower center of gravity though, so that would
that's true.
come in handy.
Okay. Deal. At some point,
Want me
head
to
to
steal
Antiva
some
and
oil
I'll.
from the kitchen?
Yes.
Be right back.
And she is very sweetly going to enjoy and indulge in just a bit of oil wrestling, whilst also trying to explain to you the rules of Antivan oil wrestling.
and while it's happening,
yeah,
Kenna is like asking questions and being like,
she takes it a little too seriously. She's like, the aim is to get them on their back. Like you have to. She's like trying. So it's not just a happy fun time. She's quite literally trying to lift you up and land you on your back, whilst you're very oiled up. Yeah, it's very entertaining. For those watching, it is based on Turkish oil wrestling, which is a real thing. Go and Google it. You'll be highly entertained by what you see. I decided to just put it in a game one day, and now it has become canon in my head that there is such a thing as Antivan oil wrestling. Because if anyone's going to do that hobby, it would be the Antivans. So yeah, you have a very entertaining rest of your evening. At one point, Leonard's gonna be like, "Where's the I bought enough oil for," and just like wanders around muttering, confused as to who's stolen oil of the all of the oil. Because you'd need a lot of oil to oil up that woman. Ariana, you have 2 days. What are you doing?
So I think Oriana, for the most part, is shocking. I know, hanging out with mom, but doing so. I know. Oh, guess.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of sprinkled with. Thankfully, she's being less of a leech physically, of just sticking on her arm. But it's things like telling her the fun parts of the journey.
Yeah.
And avoiding the scary parts of the journey.
Yeah.
And telling her about Sunny and his art and the fun people that she met along the way.
Yeah.
And like the highlights and fun interaction she's had with everybody and Aiden.
Yeah.
And talking about how afraid of snakes he was and
she
Bev
finds that very funny. Yeah.
Yeah, and a very funny just mental image of Phelan throwing snakes in the background. We weren't sure what was happening, but
I'd like to think that this whole story is basically, when Dragon Age does its like epilogues at the end and it's just like art pieces, like sketchy art pieces as you're telling the story. We just see like stills of all of these moments, like Phelan throwing the snake
with a staff and a snake, and then the moment where Oriana scared him about snakes on accident. It's very much like that.
Get to find the astrarium.
No. Oh, yeah. And that was actually what I was going to say is like the nights that we have. I think she's got her mom on deck and like pointing out all the stars because she left her mother to go study. And that was what the deal was originally. So I think she's just, flexing her big brain.
There's going to be one of the nights where she has, you'll maybe be a little confused because you go away where you're not leeching and then you go to find her and she's not there and you maybe have a little, and you'll notice that like your bed where you had been sleeping, there's nothing on it. And then you'll find her and she's set up like a little cozy nest on the deck and she wants to sleep on the deck one of the nights with you so that you guys can be laying down and like looking up at the sky through the night.
I think Oriana, because she has a bit of a mischievous side. It's not terrible, but it's not Jen level.
A Tauren character with
weird, right?
in mind. I don't know what you mean.
Just a little bit. Let's say like a fifth of it. Anyway.
Okay.
I think she's actually gonna go into the kitchen. Maybe the same night Kanaa went for the oil. Who knows?
And you cross paths.
Like, what are you doing here? You know what? Never mind. And she's gonna get like
giant jug of olive oil.
Probably sees that like no.
Don't know.
Blinders on. And gets like the last, because I'm assuming, let's say if this is day 2, some of the fruit and stuff is like still there, but it really needs to go. So things like grapes, that kind of thing, and just like and like Pillbug rolls out before Leonard can find her.
Leonard's having a night. Listen, wait, where's the? Do we have rats? Someone brought a dog in here. Like, just he's getting really stressed out.
But yes, Oriana will, willing. You know what? How much money does she have? She doesn't like to steal. She has some silver. I think she kind of just like sneak some silver in like a spot he'll find it as payment because she feels bad. She knows she's gonna get in trouble. Doesn't actually want to steal.
fair.
Just like little silver piles everywhere. I'll say, let's say 10 silver.
Okay,
I'll take that off. But yes, and then go do some stargazing.
It's cozy because she may or may not have gone in and stolen any blankets that she saw that weren't being used to like create a comfortable layer under you guys and then like a cozy layer on top of you guys, and you have a nice night. During one of the days as well, I think she runs to come and find you and gets very excited because there's some dolphins that are kind of going along the side with the boat and she gets very excited about that.
Oh my God, yes.
And I think that probably taps into an old memory from you guys because you guys are coastal, but you don't always see dolphins when you're just on the coast. You kind of have to go out a little bit to see them. And there was maybe one time where you could see them from the coastline and she got very excited. So the fact that it's this close up, she has that moment of like girlish wonder, like the sort of excitement that a kid gets at seeing something that's clearly quite special to them, and she gets super excited and it's just like oh. So excited. Maybe one of the crew comes over and offers for her to go into the little, like, the sort of safety boats, so she can go in,
Yeah.
so they can lower her down, so that you can, because you can touch them when they're doing that. Yeah.
I
He's like, oh my god,
absolutely would help.
Just-
Because I think Oriana would be like, oh god, no, don't, oh Maker, don't do that. And then I think she'd be like, okay, fine, I'm gonna man the rope with whoever it is. But yeah.
And you just see a moment of, because certainly the whole time that you've known her, like the theme of the conversation that we've been having, when you have motherhood, and you have to be the strong one, and you have to be the one that's providing, and you're something else other than yourself when you are performing the role of mother, which is a full-time job. And so you get a moment to just see her just being her, and just something that's just exciting and special to her, and how happy and at ease she seems when she's down there touching them, that it's kind of a sweet moment. And it's one of those moments that I think a lot of us get when we see parental figures just being themselves. Like, they're not our parents in that moment, you know, like it's the first time that when you're an adult, and it sort of demystifies what a parent is. You're like, oh, they're just people. Oh, they're just straight up just people. So you kind of have that moment with her, and then she'll come up and just chat your ear off about it the whole time, and being like, oh, it didn't feel like what I thought it would feel like, and it just I'm so excited, this one touched me, and then I got to, so she's just like really excited about it.
And especially in that moment, because this has kind of like been in the back of Oriana's mind the whole time, but I think Oriana, like, she's definitely excited. Like, if someone's excited, she gets excited too, kind of thing. But like, I think she kind of gets note of, you know how things just kind of pop up in your mind, you're not thinking about it, but it just comes up and you're like, oh shit. She's standing eye to eye with her mom now. And it's a very stark reminder of things that have happened, and I think she really hates it.
It's like,
but she wants to be happy.
You actually have a quite literal physical measure of how much time has passed.
Because before was, I think Oriana kind of goes in her mind, before was like, she'd have to pick up her hands when like that happened, and it would be like a full body stretch, not just a beep. And just eye to eye with her mom now, and I think it's hard, but she's, especially with her mom being so happy, like she got to touch dolphins. Oriana wouldn't take that away.
No. There's certain things you could just keep to yourself
and ignore. So the only other thing she would be doing is, not a lot, but like any kind of like trinkety items that no one's like, because they clean the ship, I'm assuming, every day and multiple times a day. But like even from the battle, if there's like a little ringlet from someone's armor that came off, like a metal ring, she kind of just like picks up little things and stashes them away.
Yeah, that's true. Make a little stash. Sorry, I just saw Emily's comment into chat.
My mother's happy. I'm not bringing her shit down. How dare you? That's for
and
later.
I thought you were happy because I haven't been spending time with you.
Yeah, weird. Go away. But yes. Okay. She is gathering little trinkety items, especially if they're shiny. Weird. A rogue gathering shiny items.
No. Gasp. Shocked Pikachu face. Okay. Very nice. Okay. We're pulling into the end of our time on the ship. Now is a chance for any goodbyes that are to be had. Or conversations one of you wanted to speak to Rylan before you actually were let loose into Kirkwall, because he is going to find several places to go and disappear off into. So now is the time to do those. We've had a lot of really lovely scenes from people. Does anyone have any particular goodbyes that they would like to roleplay out?
Yeah. Iranan would definitely say her goodbyes to Amalia and Leonard. I mean, hopefully together,
Sure, you can.
but
You can
separately
get them
if not. What time are we kind of pulling into
together.
harbour? So to
I'd say you'll pull in just early afternoon.
Okay.
Early afternoon kind of time. You can. I feel like maybe even it's not even your idea that goodbye is together. I think that is Amalia's doing to ensure that it does.
Okay. I think if you'll indulge me, she has a little I don't know how the ravens send their letters. I'm imagining like little rolled up tubes that you
Around
sort
the
of tied.
feet.
Yeah. So she's got one of these little tubes in her hand. So just like while she's kind of like she's probably kind of semi kicking around near the where we disembark, kind of like hoping Amalia will have time to come along. But the previous night she was sat like at a desk in their sort of bunk room, little oil lamp and some parchment and ink, and she's been writing. So she thought for a while about how to start, maybe scribbled a few out, but eventually she was like, okay. Dear Beverly, I was 16, scared, and in an alien, hostile world when we first met. I bounced from scowl to suspicious glance, and on that night, there you were. I remember you looking at me. You look like you've lost a fight with a mudslide, I think you said. That amusement that always sits in your eyes will always make you so beautiful. You bathed me, washed my clothes, and I poured everything out to you. You never judged me, never told me how I should work things out, and every time I returned to Lothering, you treated me like your own family. Ariana is a new woman since we rescued her mother. You should see her. You'd be proud of her. She's happier, talkative, clean. I love watching them together. I can imagine the impossible through them. I miss a mother that I never knew, and in so many ways you filled that hole over the years. And now we're apart again. I am so happy that you've found a family now. It's everything that you deserve. But I miss you. I lost so much childhood that I think I've tried to cling on to it longer than I should have. And since we left you in Denerim, I've had time to think over a lot of things. Should I ever see you again, I hope you will still receive me as your daughter. But this time as the adult that I should have become before now. Love you always, Air.
Beautiful. Amalia comes in first, but she respects privacy. She's not going to try and poke at it or try to read it. But kind of leans against the door frame and watches maybe just as you finish that off. It gives you a smile.
I think I'm taken a little bit by surprise. I was sort of lost in my thoughts. And... Hey, are we... Oh, are we nearly there?
Yes.
Okay, so this is goodbye again.
Yes. It's not a permanent goodbye.
No.
No.
No, definitely not. Look, I want to thank you so much for... It was dangerous, it was risky what you did for us, and I really respect you for that.
Sometimes it's okay to do dangerous things if it's the right thing to do.
I wholeheartedly agree.
She smiles, and then, perhaps a surprise to you, Leonard will walk in as well.
Hey,
You made it. Did you find that? And he says, no, I still have not found any of it. Not even the empty bottle. And the fruit Anyway, and he holds up a hand. Sorry, that's not your business. He looks to you, Ronan.
no. Thieving in the kitchen is one thing I'm not guilty of.
No. It's been good to see you again.
Yeah, it's been good to see you. And I'm sorry I just had all that accidental washing up to do all the time in the kitchen and kept getting in your way. But...
Funny that.
Do you know, I think this is the first time we've been in the same room together in 2 years.
Yeah, thereabouts. It's been a long 2 years.
No. Must have flown by. With all those
It's,
tasks that Amalia has you doing all the time.
Yeah. I am really glad. I'm glad that you came on board. I don't imagine that was easy to do.
I've done harder things.
Amalia like snorts a laugh and is just like,
Bail
you
it.
guys don't need that. She kind of gives a playful punch to his upper arm, which he's such a big bulky guy. He's not
She
just
doesn't notice. When will you be back in Kirkwall?
Well, by the sounds of things, there's a lot of people who are needing to flee for Eldon, so I had a chat with some of the crew. I think we're just going to keep ferrying folks.
Okay. I'll try and get a message.
Yeah. We talked it out, and if people can help us with the supplies to at least feed folks on the journey, we're not going to charge them.
We need to have more room for supplies if you stop sticking rakish elves in your barrels.
But that rakish elf is really good at finding me supplies.
This is true.
Yeah, it feels wrong to charge the usual fees for passage. I think we're gonna do higher where it's closer.
Well,
Do a couple runs there.
This whole pirate queen softening.
I object to being called a pirate, but I will accept being called a queen. I am rather regal. I'd like to think the greying hair kind of adds to that.
Yeah. A few more in 2 years.
Yeah, well, some people...
Have to work for their living, I know. Fine.
No, I was going to say give me grey hairs. But you're right. Working very hard. The salty air has a lot to answer for, but I wouldn't change it.
No.
Well, like I say, we're going to be ferrying people back and forth. I imagine that's going to be a while. So if you need of me, even if I'm not there right away, we'll be in Kirkwall Docks at some point.
Yeah. You know my contacts, just put a word out.
Yeah.
And Amalia, I don't want you to think I'm like clinging onto hope, because I'm not. I'm pretty sure that I have lost my family, but if anyone would make it as far as Denerim, it would be Ghislaine. So keep your eyes open for her just in case.
I will. I will.
Thank you.
Some people just have a way of making it through impossible situations. And your people, they are good at survival. I understand the reality that a lot probably didn't, but if it was just a group of people from a Ferelden city stuck down there, I'd be more inclined to believe that everyone was gone. But your people know how to survive.
Yeah, if I know my father, he would fight tooth and claw to stay there. So who knows?
Don't they have like a witch down there as well? I'm sure she could do some magic-y shit down there.
Yeah, so they say.
Yeah. I've always fancied meeting a witch of the wilds. I bet that'd be a
Well,
fun
we're
time.
All that witch. The amount of times I've been called that witch.
Bitch.
I don't even have the
it's
eyes.
a different word. It's a bee.
That's why that's... Yeah, okay. Yeah, I get it now.
That should be your new title. Eranin, bitch of the wilds.
Yeah,
very
it suits.
Mysterious.
The bitch queen.
The bitch queen. That's me. I'm queen.
Well,
Pirate queen, no. Bitch queen? I'll take that one.
as much as I want to put this off, I guess we need to go into some park.
Yes. I need to go make sure my ship docks safely and that there's actually space for us. No doubt there's going to have to be some stern words to see things through fully. I imagine there's a lot going on there.
I'm gonna like pull Leonard like right down and give him a kiss on the forehead.
Yeah.
Few
You
stories
kiss his
down.
forehead and then you find that he doesn't like move back or relent. He actually wraps up his arms around your waist and pulls you in for a big hug. And it's a proper big, he's a backbreaker kind of guy.
Okay, big guy.
up off your feet for a little bit and then puts you back down again.
I love you, big boy.
Yeah, love you too. Don't let it be 2 years this time.
Okay.
At least now you're telling us that you're going. And he'll smirk a little bit, and Amalia's like, you know what? I'm gonna let him have that one.
You can't say nothing. And then she hugs Amalia, and I think she was just gonna give her like a, you know, just a little hug, you know, okay, off we go, and then can't let go of her. And
Yeah, she holds you in that way that like a hand is at the back of your head and like holds you into her for a bit. These are dangerous times. Make sure you come back to me, please.
I think when Aranan pulls back, the red is just streaked down her cheeks and tears. Nod and leave.
Okay. Very good.
I would like to say goodbye to a certain rakish elf, even though he's technically also.
Yeah, he's getting up, but
Awkwarding.
you know that like once he's off, he can be hard to find sometimes.
Yeah, so is the job.
Yeah. I mean, you've only just met the guy, but Iranan knows that he is that way inclined, and you've probably been
listen.
able to pick up on.
Yeah, I picked up on a few things.
He is currently putting a few things in a bag that appear to be wrapped up packages of food.
Hey.
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 What's up?
So you're gonna be in Kirkwall.
Yeah, for a bit.
Okay. I'm gonna be in Kirkwall. We should find time to hang out. You
All right.
are good at talking.
I'm glad you've noticed.
Yes. I'm not good at
No,
talking.
I have noticed.
Yes.
Yeah.
This. Let me think about this before I said it. It sounds weird.
Is that feeling saying that out loud?
Yeah.
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 Take your time.
Okay. You are pretty cool person.
Oh, thanks. I try.
Success.
Great.
I want to learn how to speak better with people.
Okay.
Yes. And possibly how to steal things.
Oh. Well, in that case. Yeah. I can help with that.
Okay. Maybe the speaking part might take some time, but
Yeah.
I know.
It
sorry.
feels like that should be the easy thing, and it's really not.
I'm sorry for who I am as a person.
You don't need to be sorry. Listen.
That was a joke. I'm not. Sorry.
Well, great.
That one was real.
That's, yeah. Hard to tell sometimes. You say it all with the same. Anyway, carry on. He's acquired a glass of wine for somewhere.
It's
Why is there a glass? We don't know.
He got it out of the backpack for some reason. Didn't tip over. Yeah.
You want to learn to steal things?
Yes.
Yeah. Look, I reckon you lot are going to be trying to look for somewhere to stay. I plan on heading to the alienage. It's usually my first protocol. You get given beds though.
Even if you're not an elf.
Yeah, your friends might have a little bit of a harder time there. I don't know what state they're in right now because of everything that's going on. But you'd be able to get a place at least, even if it's a little packed out. If you can make friends, it might be that someone would be understanding. But if things have been getting tense and relations between the elves and everyone else who's not elves is not great, they might be a little cagey. But
if they bring things with them.
Bring things, gifts, be useful. You lot are good at that. Also, if I get in ahead of you, as has been already discussed thus far in the conversation, I'm very good at talking, so I'm pretty sure I could convince someone to let you guys in. Because I know Aranan, and Aranan will get my seal of approval, and then the other two, I don't know them that well yet, but I could blag it.
Look, communication 5 over here.
Yeah. There's certain things that are like, there's like certain prerequisites for when you get to do things. Unfortunately, this one being an elf is a prerequisite. Thankfully, you have an elf to do the talking for you. That's Aranan. Yeah, we could, if you need it, you guys might have another solution. It seems like one of you have family here, so maybe you'll all be staying with the dwarves. But
maybe. I don't think she likes him, so well, I know she doesn't like him.
Some of us might tolerate being around people we don't like if it means that we're not sleeping outside on the road.
True.
And if he's really a dick and it's like a deadbeat dad, he'll just be like, you owe me. Not only do you owe me to let me sleep here, but you should go and stay with your family to give us the run of this place, because we've had a hard journey, so... And then just get the place to yourself.
That is true. We might stay there who knows? But I will at least make a stop at the alien edge.
Yeah. Sometimes it's
Give
nice
you
just
time
check
to
check
go
out the
in.
situation. Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys will probably find other solutions, and that's fine. But I just want you to keep that one in your back pocket in case you need it.
I want to go there.
All right. Well, yeah, we can hang out. There's a place called the Hangman. Technically speaking, the beer is shit, but it's the kind of shit beer that actually is pretty good because it does the job.
Okay.
Yeah.
Australian beer.
Yes. Yes.
Um,
Kirkwall is basically Australia, confirmed.
I don't.
There's
much.
nasty spiders there, to be fair. So
Yeah.
it's not far off.
But
Got the wrong accent.
Yeah. Well, I mean, sure, you don't drink, but like, you know, there's pub stews are always a very interesting thing because it gives you a good idea about what the place is like.
I'll follow your lead on that.
You can follow your own lead. You've got a talker in your group.
Well, yeah.
And you've got someone that's from here, and then they probably already know about the Hangman.
Yeah, but I meant like when not with them. They haven't steered me wrong so far.
Right, sure, yeah.
So-
Sometimes, you know, an elf's just got to be around other elves because, like, not everybody gets it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get you. Well, you know where you'll find me then.
Okay.
I'm going to post up there. I've got a couple people that'll give me a bed for the night.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I feel pretty pleased about it.
I'm sure you will. See, I can make jokes, but
You
translate
can.
as jokes.
You do. It was good. It made me laugh.
Okay. I will see you around.
Yeah.
Holds out a little fist bump.
Oh! He'll fist bump you.
Easier than a handshake.
That's true. And it doesn't matter if the hands are sweaty. You don't have to find that out the hard way.
Yeah. I imagine it would absorb into your wraps, and that's gross.
Yeah. I'm not good on handshakes.
Fist bumps.
Fist bumps. Yeah. Alright, well.
There's a blight now. It should be elbow bumps.
Elbow bumps, that's true. Masks
When I used to be sick, my mother told me elbow bumps were things.
You have to be 2 yards apart.
Yeah.
Given this game system.
Fucking yards. You
And
will
with that-
awkwardly end that conversation.
Yeah, yeah, you're just like, okay. I imagine he's the sort of
Bye.
person that doesn't say goodbye, just walks away.
Yeah.
My
just-
granddad hangs up the phone without ever saying goodbye. Like he just, right, okay. It's what he says at the end. Right, okay, and then hangs up.
That's Phelan, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Just turns around and leaves.
And on that note, a little later than the exact halfway mark, but that's okay because we've wrapped up our ship stuff. We are going on a we'll be away for 10 minutes to drink. I'm gonna top up my wine.
A little bit of wine.
A
Yeah,
little
that's drunk.
bit of wine. And we'll see you guys in 10 minutes. Bye, y'all.
We're going.
Oh, God.
Hey. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. I hope you were rested, that you bioed, that you topped up your drinky poos. Welcome back to our Dragon Age story, Blood and Lyrium. We are on episode 3, and we've just got off a boat, motherfucker. And we have arrived in the City of Chains, Kirkwall.
Sounds lovely.
As the boat was pulling in, you have to pass through pretty steep cliff faces. It's a very rugged. Oh wait, I can also change my music. Pretty steep coastlines, and greeting you in a rather unpleasant fashion is 2 absolutely giant metallic statues of weeping, slightly emaciated looking bald human beings. Are
they human or are they elf?
Human, I believe the statues are. It is a a big glaring indicator of what Kirkwall is as a city. It was once one of the prime locations of the Tevinter Empire when it was a full empire and had many nations under its belt. And Kirkwall was the gateway for where they pulled in a lot of their slaves. So, trigger warning content just in the description. There will not be any active slavery involved, but this city was built upon it, and the history of it is all around. There are statues everywhere with markers of it. There are locations that very clearly had a purpose within that industry that have been turned to other things now. Other than in the Tevinter Imperium, slavery has been outlawed everywhere else. That doesn't mean it's completely gone, but it is illegal everywhere else, aside from in the Tevinter Imperium itself. So, it's part of the history of Kirkwall. And yet many residents of Kirkwall don't mind that it is there as a reminder of what it was. And now the people of Kirkwall have their own freedom and purpose. They liberated themselves from that. They are a city-state that is not ruled by a royal family either. They are self-governed. Something else that residents of Kirkwall are very proud of. It's a little rundown and grotty in places. The docks and certain parts of Lowtown that are close to the docks smell like it. So it's not the, ooh, we're at the coastline and it's kind of, that sort of refreshing sea breeze. It is working docks where things are a bit gross. And as you pull up and they go to the area where they're directed towards to fully dock, this place is busy. There are a lot of people. There are a lot of other ships, a lot of other people walking around. A lot of people who have the look of desperation that you saw in Southreach, that you saw in Denerim, of the people of Ferelden who have been fleeing from southern reaches or just escaping before the blight caught up to where they were from. So you gather you are not alone in having escaped that. The crew are going to help, not just with themselves, but they will help you guys get off and directed in the right sort of area. Thankfully, you have a resident from this area. Although you've maybe not lived here for quite some time, it is a place that you're very familiar with, and this does look very different. Kirkwall is always busy. The docks are always busy. This is at least 10 times that.
I
Yes.
would like to say that he doesn't say anything, but there's probably a look that Phelan shares with the other elves on crew when he sees those big slave statues. Like, it's comical in the sense, like, he knows his friends are his friends, but also is like, where are you taking me?
Because you've never seen Kirkwall.
No.
And you've never been out of Ferelden. This is you've been on land, and you've certainly never seen Kirkwall, and not the docks of Kirkwall. Your people do not come here. So yeah, there's probably a little moment where you're like, what the fuck?
Are we okay with this? Does this just happen?
Yeah, are we gonna be okay? You are assured that it is part of the history of this land and not the current climate.
Like, okay, sure. Holds his staff a little tighter.
Sure, Jam.
Sure, Jam.
God, that moment from Brady Bunch will never not be the most quotable thing ever. So you would know where you were going, Kana. From here, there is an area for you to go. It sort of starts to feed into what will connect to Lowtown, but it is very much gateway to
drugs.
At the moment,
sorry, I'm not needed. I realize. I get got it. Oh, it throws me off every time.
You
I'm so sorry.
it's a gateway to the city, and what you can see is there are a lot of people here. Some look like they've been here a while. If there wasn't a current global crisis going on, you could almost be mistaken to think this is, I'm sure we've all seen this, where a lot of people are camping outside, either because there's an event, there's a gig on that people are there like the day before, and they bring their little tents with the little seats, or it's one of those days where in America, 'cause they don't really do it here, but like where there's going to be really big sales and people will quite literally camp out and wait for the stores to open.
Friday.
Yeah.
Record store day, we do.
Yeah, yeah. You could almost be mistaken to think that that some people were here in that sort of sense, because they have posted up those who came with something that could be considered a tent have kind of attached it to a couple things so that they're sheltered from the elements a little. There's a couple people who appear to be trying to sleep despite the fact this is early afternoon. It looks like there's a lot of people not getting into the city. And you can see some of Kirkwall's guard are over there towards the gate. They're speaking with various people. There's quite a few of them. There's maybe about 10 in total. Each of them seem to have a little congregation of folk that they're speaking to. You see some people look exasperated and then have to go away. Another couple people you see are being given little bits of paper and will go off to the side. And then one or two, and these are people who clearly look like they have means, are walking past them and heading up the large flight of stairs, which again has these big metallic statues. And in this area, a couple of them are what you've now figured are the slaves, like crouched down in the hunched position, lining up the stairs here.
That's another look from Phelan, like, are we sure we're okay?
Yeah,
because
these are like
I'm
at least
sorry.
yeah. But you can see that this is the case. So I imagine you guys as a group now, it is just the four of you. Well, 5 because you've got Oriana's mum.
Is it 6? Were we able to bring Jessica on the boat?
I think you guys did bring Jessica. Yeah, because Iranan has a mount as well. Yeah, you did. Okay. So I guess you now also
it's
have
7.
Support. Wow. Yeah.
May I do one thing before we get too close to the gates?
Yes.
I think Iranan's little mind has been like going around 10 to the dozen, and at one point, given that Iranan and Oriana have not like had much close time together, like for the whole ship journey, basically, I think I turn to you and like pull down your collar and sort of like brush your clothes down. It all kind of like a little bit awkwardly and everything. I'm just like, how are you feeling?
And I think, I mean, I was eating, but I think Oriana was also eating too, like the last little bit of fruit, like from the ship.
It's a pear.
Like,
yeah.
Nom. I gotta like swallows real hard. Not great.
At least it's not Tenerife.
It like looks up at statues and giant chains along the entire city, like, yeah, no, it's not Dinerum. And I think she even kind of like reaches out, and Phelan didn't ask, but I think she kind of just gently pulls up Phelan's hood over his face, like over him. Yeah. And probably does the same to
He
her.
lets that happen, and then just
like,
kind of like sinks into the hood.
Yeah.
I think as you're pulling your hood up, I'll like,
yeah,
I'll like sort of nudge it down and like, let's just, and I'll be like sorting out your hair and pinning it and making it a bit nice. It's like, want to make a good impression, hey? In fact, we could even, and like straight into the bag and then like splash a bit of red on your lips. It's like, yeah, that's, I think just.
Sorry, I think that physical reaction is hurts. Like, okay.
And then just sort of spins on her heel. And just, good.
Okay. It's like I think she kind of, because she's trying not to, like, now that we are in front of a bunch of different people, she's not trying to cling to her mom as much, but she definitely like takes a little sidestep so that their arms are touching each other, like the tops of the arms, and gives her a worried look. But
Yeah, she's
how
gonna
does
look
mom look? Yeah.
She's switched into mom mode and is looking around and is doing the you know, like when you're on holiday and there's always one person in your family and or friend group that is like the person that's like, right, that's where we're going and that's the sign and that's the time that we're doing, you know, like the person who's doing that.
I've made an itinerary.
Yeah, I've already
These are
looked
the
at the map. It's the green route that we need, and it starts there. But if we go over there, we'll get So she's looking around, and then she looks at the four of you, and is just like, "Do we know how we're getting in the city? Because clearly people are being turned away."
Well, Kana's from here.
I'm hoping that they will recognize my parents' names, or their guards. Maybe Dirk's even on duty. I don't know. Hopefully they'll recognize at least some of my names, and if not, I'm out of ideas.
Well, Aranan can talk to people a lot better than me, at least. So, we might be able to get in. I do have a tent.
Charming.
I didn't say that you couldn't.
But Aranan's better at it. Yeah.
Out of all of
Seems like
this,
a great
I
plan
mean,
B.
You
Yeah.
live here legitimately. What other plausible stories can we build for Phelan, for example? Or
I don't know. It's
Dylan just has his hood up, and it's just like,
I don't
just
know. I've never seen
making
a city
himself
like
as
this.
small as possible.
It's hard to find a story. I don't know. I can't think of a story that will not be stuff they've heard already. You know, I've never seen a city like this.
Can I, for the shits and gigs, go and roll me perception. Could be aware, like a seeing, could be a searching, could be anything that's visual.
Perception. I'm so good at that.
I just don't think anyone else would have a reason to. 13's okay. 5 stunts.
5 stunt points.
I'll say what it is that it takes you a minute. You'll see a couple people and you'll be like, I recognize them. And they're humans. And then you're like, wait, no. Oh, wait, no. Oh. They're from Lothering. You can see that there are some people from Lothering. There's maybe like the odd one or two that you're like, I'm pretty sure that guy, like one of the ones that works in the farms that's like nearby, so you know when they were coming into town, they've maybe had dealings with you. They don't live in the town proper. But there's one family and you're like, that's the Hawk family. Like, huh. It's yeah. There's
I'm sorry, I was eating.
You know
which
the
one is
mother of them. It's the whole family at this point.
No.
Oh, yes.
No, it wouldn't be.
No,
Which one is
yeah.
it? Sorry, okay, I'll help you.
No problem.
It is Bethany. Because fuck Karu, and not in the fun way. I appreciate he goes through a bit of an arc and gets there eventually, but you know what? He's a fucking dick in the beginning, and I don't like that. Yes, you can see the mother. Why is her name escaping me? Hold, please. Torrin probably already knows it.
Sorry, I'm totally thinking about other things.
You're fine. I'm doing the same.
I'll say it's Melisandre, but that's not right.
No. Here we go. Leandra, of course. Leandra. Because I remember Gamma being like, Leandra. Leandra. And two of her kids. You know that there's 3. There was one who was older, and then a pair of twins, boy and a girl. You'd have had some dealings with them. Given you were the town's blacksmith, he probably, helped them out here and there, repaired some things, maybe sold them a couple things, but you're like, huh, I know them.
As Kanara's noticing them, I think I'm like whispering into your ear, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of going like, I live here, and I think I can get Oriana and Phelan in.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay. I just thought. Do you see over there the Hawks are here?
Who are the Hawks?
Oh gosh. Rich ass family from Lothering.
Oh, it rings a
Yeah,
bell.
well,
I don't know.
maybe by Lothering standards they were rich, and by Kirkwall standards they're not. But they were all right. Yeah,
Well,
there's
by my
this-
standards.
yeah, this Hawk's the male one. It's Garrett, who, much like Phelan, just what I find wild about these computer games, right? Stay with me here, folks. Is that it's a world where people are exceptionally paranoid about people who have magic, and as soon as they see a mage, would want to throw them in the chantries. And whenever you play as a mage, or your companions are mages, are just running around with giant ass staffs on their back, like how isn't that a qualifier? Like, you're wearing robes and a staff. It's fine. I'm sure it's nothing.
It's my walking stick. Ooh.
This is a bow.
The stave.
Ignore the glowing.
Yeah.
Or the magic on it.
May or may not be that yeah. Mm-hmm.
All else fails, they might be able to get us in. I don't know if they've got a reason to get there.
They're standing
Seem-
looking a little frustrated as well.
Or maybe we need to get them in. I don't know.
Job for Adam.
Mm-hmm. You will notice, because you know them well enough. You know that so Garrett's the older brother, and he's probably been to you for because he uses daggers. It's a rogue. We love a rogue. And the sister, Bethany, lovely, really nice, actually friendly, bit sarcastic and funny. And then her twin brother, Carver, who also would have got weapons from you because he's a big two-handed weapon kind of guy. Carver's not there with them.
One of them's missing now. Damn.
Not that you guys have to go and have dealings with them, but for everyone watching and for my players who know.
Well, I mean,
they're
a
over there
lot
too.
has happened. Anything could have happened to him.
All right. Glad to see most of them made it out at least. Damn.
I wonder if the
Maybe
blind
he's
got it.
just. Maybe he's just having a piss somewhere. I don't know. We could ask, but
Well, look,
it feels.
I mean, do you know them? Is this an inn?
I know them well enough that they would recognize me. You know, we're not besties. But I think I can get us in though, is the thing. Like, I don't know. Might be a good backup plan.
I think we can muddle this through. And I like side eye Oriana again and give a weird kind of like approving nod, like, yeah, I'm sure we can do this.
And I think she like in her little tiny like cuddled away, just like like get this. I am zero help.
Well, let's
Maybe what we do is you and I go up there, so it looks like there's less of us, and then once we already have permission to go in, we're like, oh yeah, and we've got some. My friends are coming in, but they're not staying. It's fine. Don't worry about it, and it's already fine. Is that anything?
not a bad idea. And I'll kind of like turn to the rest of you. Why don't you let Kanar and I handle this for now, and we'll call you over when we get somewhere.
At that,
Just-
Oriana will drag Kara with her a little bit, and we're gonna flank Phelan
Okay.
because he's pretty small, so he's gonna be between two taller women. Yeah.
Right. I'll link arms with Kanar and we'll go and find a group of guards.
Mm-hmm.
But as we do, as we're walking over, I will lean to Kanar and be like, so, I work in the Blooming Rose, and I am training up Oriana and Phelan. They don't know this.
Oh, all right. Sounds good. And you guys are staying at my place, so there's no worry about taking up space, right? Does that sound good?
Storyteller, how would I have lodgings there? Would that yeah? So
they have rooms
technically
in the Blooming Rose. Yeah, I mean, I
I would be
imagine there are
okay
some who
for-
maybe have their own place, but the vast majority who work there are going to have
But the realities of it is the yes, the to come and
It's,
stay
it's a
with you.
decent sized building. It's a decent sized building. Yeah.
It's to try and make the guards believe that we're not taking up any extra space, that we all have allocated.
Yeah.
spots.
Okay.
Okay, you can wander over. As you're heading over, you can see that Rylan is now currently standing next to a group of elves. One of whom is wearing very nice. It's like proper elven armor. And they're just chit chatting away. This other person is kind of laughing along. Clearly knows him quite well. He seems to be working his angle for getting in.
I think around literally what I just did. Just
Yeah.
you go in.
Yeah. Find yourself, man.
You do you.
Yeah. Okay, so you approach one of the guards. This is a human man, maybe in his mid to late 20s. Blonde hair, wearing the big heavy armor and looking harassed. And a little too warm. Today, it's not so much that it's sunny, but it's one of those coastal cities where things are just very humid a lot of the time. So it's one of those days where it's like uncomfortably humid and warm, even without all of the sun. And he kind of lets out a sigh as you roll up, not necessarily because you're rocking up, because it's like, he's clearly been doing this a lot today.
Customer service side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah. Customer service
Know
side
it
where
well.
like something's being cancelled or you can't get in and all the customers want to come over and ask why they can't, but I have this reason and I'm meant to be, it's like, yeah.
He's
like-
reached the part of the day where the customer is most definitely not right.
Yeah. I think you'll find. But he will
They really are.
She's every part of the day, by the way.
he will god damn, yeah. He will as you approach give the nod of the head of somebody on duty.
Hello there.
Hello.
Hi. Well, I don't want to take up too much of your time. This should be an easy one. I'm actually from here. Just trying to get in to see my parents. Stay at their place for a little bit. They live up in High City. Might know my mom's shop. Her name's Sarev. And she's got a blacksmith shop. Might know her husband Weirin.
Yeah. So you're just coming to visit your parents?
Well, might stay with them for a little bit. My daughter was actually already here. Should be with them. Hope it. I'm glad she was with her and not me. I've been staying in Lothering or down in Ferelden. You wouldn't know it.
Yeah, no, we've had quite a few people from Ferelden going in.
Yeah.
I would say roll me a communication roll. I don't know if you have something like persuasion. You certainly can. Your DC is not terribly high because you do have you're clearly naming people that he knows. And you're from here enough. And you know one of the town guards, you have a fairly legitimate and strong purpose here.
Hey.
14?
14.
It's better than 13.
With
It
three
is better than
stunt
13.
points.
3
Yeah.
stuff points.
Right. Well, just so you're aware, we have an awful lot of an awful lot of people here that are not normally in the city. Resources are starting to run a little thin already. I imagine that's going to get worse. Not that
Yeah,
that will
I'm sure.
impact on where you're going, but just to give you an insight into what you're walking into there.
Yeah, that makes sense. I've never seen a city like this.
No, it's certainly been something. We're just trying to take control of the situation as early as we can to ensure that we're not completely overrun. There's only so many spots you can poop people. I appreciate there's a lot of people, but when an entire nation are trying to squeeze into one city, it's been difficult.
Yeah, there's only so much you can do, but I'm sure you guys are doing the best you can.
Yeah.
But fortunately, my friends and I will be taken care of up at my folks. So
How
not
many
really much to worry about. Just the two of us, and I got a couple more. So 4 total people.
Right. They
Oh,
may.
they're with me, sweetheart. I'm just trying to get back to work.
Mm-hmm. We're residents and direct family members are fine, but we've had quite a few people be like, yes, I'm going to my grandparents, and here are my 10 friends.
No, they're not going to Kanar's grandparents. I've been down to the docks to pick them up. They're apprentices, should I say? Or 2 of them are at least. I'll kind of point to Ariana's mother. Like, the 2 of us are training them up.
You may need to elaborate.
Well, if you don't know who I am, sweetie, then you are a very good boy. I work at the Blooming Rose.
Oh. There's like a shift in his face and he blushes a little like oh I see. And then like looks at the group and looks at you. So you're training them up for that?
We are, yeah, you know how it works. I mean,
I
see anything you like?
don't.
Got a very cute little elven boy there for you, if that's your thing.
Okay. He blushes some more. I will let you do your role.
Phelan blushes some more.
Phelan doesn't know why Phelan is blushing, but
He
Phelan feels
doesn't
like he's
know.
blushing. You guys are stunned about. You just see them
Oh.
talking to this guy, and you're like, I'm sure it's fine.
Well, if you want to speed this through, I've got a very busy week, but I'm sure I could do some kind of discount for you if you want to.
He starts like.
Oh, come on, Aranan, for crying out loud. I've got a +7 to this.
I know. Those dice were not happy with you. Well, we'll need to clear that with the people that work there, if you are all right just waiting a little for that. It shouldn't take too long, the people where we need to do this. It might take an hour or 2, but some people have been here for 4 days, so count yourself lucky.
Yeah, I'm gonna gesture to the people who have been here for 4 days and the
Yeah,
crowds people. It's
yeah.
like, you have legitimate residents of Kirkwall here, and it could be a quick and easy one for you. You're gonna spend an hour or 2 going into town. Do I look like? I know every little way to work you, sunshine.
Okay. That's
If you need proof, I could give you proof right here.
well, I don't think that's necessary.
Well, it's-
I could use some proof. Nah, I'm just kidding. She's really good at what she does.
Yeah.
You give this. I'll take out some like just nonsensical sort of feather token from my characters. Like, you bring this and ask for Aranan, and you'll have proof that I work there. And we'll make sure we can give some way to thank you for your service. Steps a little bit closer.
Steps back. It won't take long. I can do it myself. Normally we send people to do that, but I can. It won't take long.
Fine.
Okay.
And Aranda's like, I can't be losing it.
Yeah. He didn't outright say no. Okay. I will here, and he takes out a little bit and he writes down it's like a little code essentially and hands it to you. It just lets you know that you've been processed. I'll be right back.
As soon as he goes, can I head in Raylan's direction and give a like
Rylan, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
Rylan, who do you know at the Bloom and Rose?
Oh, like
I need someone to confirm that Aranan works there, like now.
okay. Elizabeth's probably the best one to go for in that case. She's good with that. You needing it like now?
Like now, they're going to check to see whether I work there, which of course I do.
All right.
I was hoping you had this already set up, but great.
No, I don't have contact here.
Yeah, give me.
I was hoping +7 would give me a better roll than 13. That's what I was hoping.
That's the yeah. +7 really should have. The dice were being very rude. All right, is he heading off now?
I'll kind of like point him out as he goes through the gate.
Gotcha. 2 seconds.
I can distract him for a little bit, give you more time.
I'm just
Yeah.
nod frantically, but I think he may have already gone through.
He started to go up the
sir.
stairs. Yeah. He like stops and turns around.
Sorry, I wanted to ask about I was hoping is a strong word. My ex-husband is also a guard here. Do you know Dirk? Around my height.
I know of Dirk, yes.
Do you know if he's doing okay? I only ask because of my daughter. I really only half care. But I hope he's alive.
He's alive, as far as I know.
Does he work down here? Like, does he participate in this part of things, or like where's he stationed these days? I'm just making small talk.
Yeah. You can just start chit-chatting with this guy. You will see Rylan has nipped over to those elves, is now walking with the blonde lady with the armor. They're going up to one of the other guards, chit-chat. Something is exchanged. You can't really see what it is. And the two of them disappear off into the city. He says that he hasn't seen Dirk for a little while, but he's certainly not been down here doing this duty here. They're all stretched pretty thin right now. Everyone is working very hard and long hours, and there has been increased crime, or at least things for them to pay attention to, just because of certainly in the early days of quite a lot of people going in, and tensions are just a little high, so they're all very busy. But it's long enough to let Riley get a decent head start, and then he'll be like, I should go and I want to
of course,
quickly for you guys.
Thank you. I appreciate all the work you guys do. It's really important work, you know.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
I think while that was going on, I went back to the others, sort of. So I like look at Oriana's mother, and I'll be like, okay, the two of us work in Kirkwall, and we're training up Oriana and Phelan. Okay, so that's the story. Just
Okay.
that's great, and I kind of like just turn away from them.
Where do we work? What am I training for?
Training for.
Oh yeah. What's the shoes? And
What? Wait, what?
What?
I think she said prostitutes.
Oh, okay.
What do you mean, okay?
What is that actually
start
to do
scrubbing the
it?
lipstick off.
Okay.
I head
What if
back.
they make like?
I mean,
I was
we
like,
don't
what
have
if they
to
come
do
back and check?
anything. How would they check? How would they
I don't
check?
know.
Are they gonna check?
I don't know.
You guys hear off in the distance a fight has broken out with some people who were getting very frustrated at having to wait so long.
Ah, shit.
it ends eventually, but everyone gets a little, like, neck craning to see what is going on. You can see that there are some people here who are trading in giving people coin for, like, goods that they've traveled with, so that they're not carrying quite so much, and it gives them the money they might need to get by and get into the city and what have you. And there's a lot going on. It's very, very busy. Eventually, the man is gonna come back and go to find you guys, and just gives like a nod of his head. Right. So that's all checked. I have been told
I'm
to
staring very directly into his eyes.
yeah, told to give you this, and we'll just extend a pouch towards you, Uranin. And you are free to enter the city now, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, sweetie.
You're welcome. I'm
I
gonna
think
go back to-
Oriana even just like, are you okay?
I'm great.
Okay. Go with them.
I'm doing fine. It was nice to leave the post for a little bit because been standing there a very long time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Nice
go back to
to
work.
get a change of scenery, right?
Yep. Certainly something. It's the
Well,
afternoon.
like bump.
It's the middle of the afternoon. He says as he starts walking away, muttering to himself.
I think she
Kinda
leans
like
into
elbow
Miranda.
bump. Oh, sorry. I was gonna do the same thing, but go ahead.
No, just leans into Miranda like, what did you do to him?
What?
What
Why
she
did you
does
do
to
that?
everyone.
Yeah,
that's not fair.
Well done.
Needs must. That's all.
Yeah.
I mean, either
I'm gonna
way,
be
well
looking
done.
you up later.
I mean, he's cute. It's not horrible.
Do you actually work there?
Of course I don't fail him. Come on, hurry up, everyone, before they change their minds. And I'm just...
Yeah, imagine we're walking, talking.
Yeah.
Well, walking, whispering. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. All right.
Give a little
You're-
wave to the hawks as we walk by.
Yeah, they'll kind of like look over and then like recognize you and give a wave. And Garrett, because he's a himbo of a human being, will give you
I
a
love
champion
me
of
some
Kirkwall.
Yep.
Idiot. Is an
Yep.
idiot. He's definitely a purple.
Hi, idiot.
Yeah.
He's
gotta
a
be
purple
purple.
hawk. Yeah.
Oh,
And
love it.
a few tens of paces away, I'm gonna just look into this pouch.
You see that there is 5. They are coins, but it's not like
Okay.
money coins.
Oh.
It's coins with the shape of a blooming rose. And only Kana has seen this before. The rest of you see a rose that is, and I've actually put this in the Discord, that is blooming. It's starting to open up and it looks...
I have vagina money.
You have vagina money. Yes.
Sorry. I will mute.
Oh, nice.
Vagina money.
You got vagina money?
Yeah. You got vagina money.
I
So
have 69 cents.
you know what that means.
I don't have
enough
enough money,
chicken
chicken
nuggets.
nuggets. Sorry.
Rest in peace, fine. Pour one out for the homies.
Pour one out.
So yeah, you guys are able to start making your way into the city. From this area, you're going to be heading first to Lowtown. Kana, you know that a big sprawling expanse around the city here is Lowtown, very much working class vibes. There are entrances that bring you down into Darktown. A lot of those are sewer entrances, or random little hatches. At some point in Lowtown, you can get towards the Alienage. This is also where the Hanged Man is, which there are other pubs in Kirkwall, but who would want to go there when you have the Hanged Man? And you eventually get to Hightown, which is quite literally up some stairs. It is elevated. It is built into the mountains that you can see sort of like ringing around Kirkwall, the highest peak of which is called Sundermount. And yeah, you will have a bit of a trek through the city if it is indeed Hightown you are going to. The Blooming Rose, interestingly enough, is actually in Hightown. It's a classy brothel. There's some really interesting people in there that you get to meet. Where are you headed, everybody? Because you've just come off the boat. You've managed to get in. There's a lot of people here. Do we have an order of priorities?
Gate crashing dirt.
I'm just
I
here
know
to
what
be a
my
slut, apparently.
priority is. If everyone's all right with me beelining to my family's house to try to find my
I
freaking
want to
daughter.
see
Please.
Rainy. I've been
I
saying
want to
Yeah.
see
it.
Rainy again.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be like pointing things out as we walk along. Sorry about
And
all
also-
the statues. I'm of the we remember the history and we should melt them down side of history. And well, my teenage protests were ignored, and I enjoyed my overnight in jail about it. It's fine.
Appreciate the effort.
Yeah, it's silly. Silly's
Oh.
probably not the right word. It's sorry.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to think it's a very like in character moment where like you say that and everyone's just like
It's super awkward.
anyway.
Yeah, it's just that kind of like-
So high down. Let's get
down.
high down. Woo. Okay, you're gonna be walking through the city for a little bit. I think the estimates from people who do like the lore things that are never mentioned in the books, but they somehow gather all this information. There's about 1 million people in Kirkwall. It's a big city. Certainly in fantasy game setting size.
That is big, yeah.
Yeah, and you move through Lowtown. There are the streets are busier than what you remember, Kana. There is maybe some familiar faces here and there. In terms of like sellers of that one stall that you do remember coming to, and that's the place where you get really good like potions. This is where you get the leather working there is great. Pass by the entrance to the Hangman. So those who have not seen it before, you will see that like chained to and sort of like bolted into the wall, hanging above a building that is really dire looking, and it's just this like blasted stone effect. Is a figure which can't be real because it's really huge. It's like at least double the size of an actual person. A shroud over the head, hanging by the foot. Humanoid figure. Quite literally a hanged man. It's a little jarring when you don't know what's inside or why it's there. You're just like around the corner, and this is the hangman, and you're like, oh my god.
What is with this place and the statues inside it?
I don't rightly know, but the drinks in there are great.
Yeah.
They do good work.
Rylan told me they were shit, but they were the good type of shit beers.
Yeah.
And Kana, you know that when you go there, you can often sit around and get a good story. There is a dwarf in there, named Varric Tethris. Oh boy, who always has his shirt open, and is a storyteller.
And that chest hair.
Yeah, not only is he a storyteller, but he's a novelist. He has published works, and he's a great guy. He's a surface dwarf like you. Family are merchant dwarves, and interestingly, he's not bearded. I find it funny. His response is like, "I have plenty hair everywhere else. Like, I don't need a beard. It's chest hair, It's the that's his vibe."
It fell off.
Yeah, but you know of him and his brother Bertrand. Bertrand is not ever seen in the Hangman. That's just Varric. Bertrand is too busy trying to consider himself to be well-to-do, and dwarves like that who are like, "Wow, we're the merchant family. This is the," like really like to make names for themselves, and make a lot of money, and think highly of themselves.
Cool,
But-
dude.
Yeah, eventually you will get to a flight of stairs, and those of you who are not used to this, you're like, is there really any need for this amount of stairs? you make it up into Hightown, and this feels
Camden
like a
Tube
complete...
Station.
Yeah.
Covent Garden.
It's a completely different place. It's like it's a completely different city. The sort of like sandy, dirty, grotty color with all of the metal spikes sticking out of it everywhere has shifted into polished white stone and garden areas and greenery and well paved areas, and it's a complete shift. Everything's clean up in this part, and you can actually see down now and look over Lowtown and see the docks, and on a clear day you can usually see a little on the horizon there, you can see Ferelden. But you're in Hightown now, and Kana, you are heading for your parents or Dirk?
Sound like parents or bust.
Yeah.
Well,
I think parents first, because I
Okay.
think since it's during the day, I hope that Dirk wouldn't be bringing Rainey along to work, and
Well,
that's
he said he was
probably where
gonna
she would
take
be
her.
during the day. I am extremely concerned about that. Yes. Yeah. So I think checking in with the parents to get the lay of the land.
mhm.
They'll know what's going on if she's not there. So
All right. Yeah, you can head. Do you want to describe to us what we see on the outside, and then once we are inside your parents' home?
Yeah. I imagine that much like Kana, they live within their shop, probably in a. I think the shop is sort of like built into a wall, almost like a row of buildings that's like built into a wall, and it just almost blends in with other merchant stalls in the area. It's got I don't know. It doesn't stand out a whole lot, but it does have. It is clear that it's a blacksmith shop, and then within the shop, it's very neat. It's very clean. A lot, a bit tighter than Kana's space. Kana's place had a lot more open air, a lot more breathing room, but there's not really. You can't really do that here. So it's a lot more compact, and also, like, you can tell that this place, there's places where it's nice just to be nice and just to look nice, so that the kind of clientele that my mom serves, like, will feel comfortable here. So there's like a sitting area in front of a counter and whatnot.
Love it.
And then family
yeah.
actually lives like in the back, like past. There's like a back that's offices, and then further back past that is actually like where they live.
You can hear the sounds of the fact that your mother is working, a familiar sound to you, and to those who used to visit you when you were in Lothering. What do we see when you see your mother? How does she look, especially when she's here working? What does she look like when she's working?
Very intense and very focused. She's probably gonna be wearing some sort of sleeveless situation and an apron. Probably should be wearing sleeves, but she's not. Got gloves up to the elbows. That kind of helps with the safety. Got big goggles on, not the full like faceplate that Kana likes to wear. She's got graying hair, less of a beard than Kana. She's just got long sideburns and, like, I want to say pigtails, but like in the back. Big braids down the back, and she's just focused. Probably doesn't even notice us walk in until Kana gives a holler. Ah,
Kana! just immediately drops what she is doing and comes running towards you. I wonder, do you look more like your mother or your father? Also, hi, Raiders. Hey.
I think more like her mom. I
Okay.
think it's a lot like an older Kana.
Yeah, she gets you in a hug, and she, like, you're built like a strong woman. She's jacked. And like actually gets you up off your feet for a second before putting you back down again. Look at you!
Hey.
The braids. And she's like just starting to like fuss a little bit and be like, "Oh, so good to
Ma,
see you." What?
Please, I've got my friends here. Listen, are you okay? It's so.
Yeah.
God.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
Down
this
below.
is, yeah.
It's good to see you.
I know. No, it's good. We're all right. We're keeping to ourselves. Lots of work. It's not bothering us up here.
How's Dad?
He's fine.
Yeah, all right.
His hip's playing up again. Yeah.
Oh man.
So it's not being good. It's taking him away from work just this last week or so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep telling him that's what being a foreman is for. Is you've got your people that do the heavy lifting for you, so you don't have to bend over. Anyway, he'll never listen. It's fine.
Wow. How are you?
These are my friends, by the way.
Hi, friends.
I don't know about the others, but Aranon's like leaning on the counter, like grinning from ear to ear, just loving this. Just like, hi.
This is Aranon. This is Oriana and her mother, and this is Phelan.
Hi.
Hi, everyone.
We've all.
Oh, come! I'll get us something to drink. Come, take a load off. Did you just get in?
Yeah, just came straight here.
Oof. Docks are so busy.
Yeah, I've never seen it this crowded. It's nuts, but I'm glad we were able to get through. Listen, is Rainy all right? Is she with you? Is she?
Yeah, no, she's
Dirk?
with Dirk. Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
Sure.
She's gonna like look over for a second, and at first you're not sure what her expression is gonna do, and then she's gonna like wink at you, Aronin. No, place is getting a little crowded, a little tense, and him and a group have gone to. They're doing some work for that Burton guy. Paying well for what it is.
Right.
But it gets them out of got them out of the town, you know, go and see the countryside a little bit. It's a big group, so
They're not here?
she was excited. No. I don't think they're gonna be gone long. It's been maybe 3 days so far. She was excited to go out and see something. She's excited about the animals and yeah. But you know, if you guys are here for a while, you'll see them when they get back, maybe.
Yeah.
But we could talk about that. Let's get a drink first, and then we'll deal with that. Yeah. Come on, everyone. To tell me about your trip, and she just starts like marching inside of the house. Gets out some real nice. Or like homemade lemonade out of a cool box. Here you go.
Your
Nice
mom's
and cold.
really nice.
Yeah. She's the best.
As you guys kind of head in, there's places for you to sit in here. I imagine it's fairly comfortable. And you just hear her just starting to do the call, the tone of voice we've all heard. Where it's like, Dwyron, get your ass down here. Your daughter's here. but you're able to sit down with lemonade. And yeah, that's something to process, huh?
Yeah.
I'm sure it's fine.
I think she's like let out a sigh of like relief and like that relaxation of like, oh, I'm home and my mom's getting me lemonade and taking care, like a little bit of that, like, oh, I get to kind of be a kid again, but also like is not fully able to relax, and there's like her forehead's furrowed, and she's like you know, participating in like conversation, and is like puts on a happy face, and then the second she's not talking and is listening, she's just back to worry.
Yeah. While she's away looking for your dad, it gives you guys a little moment to yourselves while she's screaming at him.
Welcome, you know.
It's lovely.
Yeah.
It's so nice to finally like meet your family and.
Yeah. It's weird to be home, but it's nice.
I bet it is.
Man.
Is Rainy still here?
No. Apparently Dirk took some work for I didn't quite catch the name, but they're out getting paid, and Rainy's on a little adventure with them, and they should be back soon, hopefully.
Okay with that?
I mean, yes and no. I think it's probably good for her. She probably got cooped up. She doesn't like to sit still, so especially with how crowded the town is right now, I'm sure getting some fresh air would be good for her. I just, you know, I wanted her to. I'm selfish. I wanted her to be here. I'm glad she's okay. That's a load off, but
It makes sense.
How old is Rainy again?
she's 10.
And he took her on a job?
Yeah, he sure did. Even though my parents are here and could have kept an eye on her while he was gone, he sure did do that. Yep.
What kind of job?
Kind of job that needs city guards. I have no idea.
Oriana just stops talking.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's this time that your mom comes in with your dad, who's like putting on a shirt. Clearly he was sat somewhere with a shirt, and he's like, I gotta make myself presentable. And hi,
Classic
everyone.
dad.
yeah. What does your dad look like?
He is a little stouter. He's got a little bit of a belly. He is probably wearing suspenders because he really likes to wear suspenders.
Yeah.
Big, bushy, not at all. I'm just describing my father, by the way. Big, bushy, not at all kept beard, like wild man, wild person beard. Lots of, probably a lot more silver than the last time I saw him, but like gradually fading away, some black left in it, but mostly.
Is he getting the
silver
strips of gray? Yeah.
Yeah,
like the
100%.
teal. Yeah.
Probably balding a little bit at this point.
He comes over and he does because I think maybe he's not the huggy kissy kind, but he always gives like the back of your neck little squeezes as his show of affection. You're right, chick.
Hey, Pop. He took her. Dad?
Don't even get me started. And you see your mom start to roll the eyes. Like she's clearly had to hear this before. I tried to put him right with that. It's not, she shouldn't be out on jobs like that. I don't.
Putting him right's a full-time job, so don't blame yourself.
He is lucky I've got
Sorry.
her restraining me because I was this close to removing that head of his. He doesn't use it anyway. Can't imagine he would miss it.
Yeah. Well, good for your hip that she.
Yeah.
You need to let it ease up, Dad. Stop hurting yourself.
Well, nobody else is doing the damn job, so I have to step in and pick up the slack of other people, and then I get hurt. I have to take time off. It's their fault.
Are they not doing the job because they're not doing the job, or because you insist and they don't know and they stay out of your way awkwardly because you're the boss? Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah. That's what
don't
I
even.
thought.
Don't you
Good
swear
to
at
see
me.
ya.
And he'll like ruffle your hair. Good to see you too.
Sit down.
Listen,
Take
you
my seat
need to
and
sort
still stand
that
up and-
man out. You need to. Because I don't trust
Standing
that
ovation
Bertrand.
over-
That Bertrand, nah, he's a snake.
What is this job? I don't know who Bertrand is.
And your mum will kind of like roll her eyes a little bit and be like, "Listen, Trian and Felsi are with them. I trust them. They're good people. But I wasn't happy about this either. He had some very colourful words to give us, Kana, so I'm glad you're here, and maybe you can point out to him that he shouldn't be speaking like that."
No, he.
To the grandparents of his child. And then your dad is like he's sitting waiting, and then be like, "Right, so this Bertrand has it in his mind that because there is now a blight on, that the deep roads are going to be emptier, which in theory they are. Does not mean they are safe. That does not mean they are safe."
They're
And then so
traveling
he's
the
no
road?
now.
And Rainy is...
So what they asked this group to do was to go and just find, they're scouting to find a close entryway in, because they don't currently have a way in. So they are scouting for that, not going in.
They need Rainy for
We
small holes. I am
We're
going to
told,
cut bits
I'm
off.
sure that's not what they don't.
And
I
she
don't
would too.
Yeah.
She hasn't grown sense yet.
I don't think the plan was to take her, but she got all excited at the thought of getting to go and just be out and about and going through forests and looking into exciting things. And he clearly does not have the stones to say no.
No, he doesn't.
And we
Oh, yeah.
tried, and then we were painted out to be the bad guys, and she got all upset because it seemed like we were trying to spoil her fun, and that's not what it is.
No.
So apparently they're not actually planning on going in, they're just looking for an entryway to come back and report in that they have found it.
Right, because the entryway is so much safer than the inside.
That's what I said. But I'm just being a stick in the mud.
Well, he deserves a stick in some mud. I
What you ever saw,
Am-
man, I don't know.
was
But you were
20
young,
and an
and
idiot.
there was nothing we could say, because then again, we look like stick in the muds for being like, what you go running around with that for?
I am so sorry I didn't listen. He was he had a pretty face and he talked a good game and he was so sure of himself, and that was so attractive at the time. And I'm just so livid right now that I don't know how to contain it.
Well, now you're back. Maybe you could go and bring them back. It's been a few days now, and I'm not happy that I'm not comfortable. I'm not comfortable with any of this. And maybe you can go and talk some sense into not just him, but her. Because she put on the waterworks, and then that works on your mother.
Yeah, but she's a child. She's not responsible for. She's not manipulative on purpose.
I know. But some sense.
I will explain to her the sense of the situation that her father failed to do, and I want to smack the sense into him instead of talk it, but we'll figure it
I have a
out.
pretty nice hammer upstairs that you can use to smack the sense into him if you like.
I got two. I'm covered.
Good.
I found this. I got this recently.
Your mum's
so I don't
eyes
have to
immediately
use my
light up, and
sword
she's
for it?
like, "Oh,
Yeah, I found this.
That's-
There was a pirate who no longer needed it, so it belongs to me now.
a pirate."
It's been a hard road.
They are
Mama.
not pirates. I didn't.
No, not the
No, the other
no.
one.
The pirate.
Oh,
the
no, sorry.
actual
Yeah,
pirate
they were literally pirates.
Yeah,
that
the one
attacked
you
us.
blew
Yeah.
up with fire.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
It's been crazy.
I know. I'm just glad you're here, that you made it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything else we can deal with. I'm safe now. It's busy here, but it's not unsafe. Okay. Well, I don't know that we have a place to put all of you up, but if you have bedrolls, we can. That's so far to you.
I
Figure
can.
it.
I stay in the alienage.
Oh, you don't have to resort to that. We don't mind you being here. We'll find.
Yeah, we
you.
can clear off in front of the fireplace. We can just have a sleepover.
Oh yeah, make a little pillow fort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we can. Yeah, I was planning on going there to see some people anyway, but if you don't mind the space being taken up.
You do what you want, but know that you're welcome here.
I love that she's talking to him like a child, and it's working. Thank
Yeah.
you. You're really nice.
Oh. Well, I'd like to think that's not a surprise now that you know my girl.
Oh no, she's also very nice
Yeah.
and very mean when she needs to be.
Yeah. Correctly so.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's my mom half and my dad half.
Yeah. And if you ever need help taking care of Dirk, I will help you with that.
I
'Cause you're a
appreciate
healer.
Well,
You'll put him back together again after I've almost murdered
listen.
my
Uh,
child's father.
to learn how to heal things, you need to learn how things break, right?
You
Exactly.
Kana, I like this one. That's funny.
Yeah, he's
Well,
a good egg.
I like Kana and I like Rainy. She's amazing. And
Oh,
if anything
isn't she the
happens to
best?
her,
Yeah.
I'll be very upset.
Yeah.
I'm really
um,
glad she took after Kana and you guys.
Yeah. So do we.
Actually,
Well,
do you know where they
yeah.
went?
Uh,
Where we
well,
could start?
we can give you the first place they were planning on going, but I don't know exactly because the whole point is that they're trying to scout around to find somewhere. So that is a fairly vague sense, but
Do they work with anyone in town that we can ask them?
yeah. Well, there's a couple. And then the dad immediately goes, "You can ask that Bertrand."
Yeah.
Well, responsible
he didn't
after all?
go.
No,
No.
no.
Surprise.
He's just the
Getting
money.
his own hands dirty. That's a dwarf that doesn't have calluses in his hands, and that tells you a lot about a person.
Yeah.
Be asking Bertrand.
Can't tell the
Writes
difference
down
between
phone.
silt and gravel. Motherfucker.
Okay. We can do that. Maybe that's what we do first.
Yeah.
Well, rest.
well,
I'll give
yeah.
you some food, decompress, offload anything that you don't need to be carrying, and then I can give you a little tour, and you can find this little son of a bitch and have a conversation. But food first. Drink up the lemonade. I'll go in. Any allergies before I start cooking?
I don't think so.
I don't.
We've got
Fuck boys.
herbs too. What? I was gonna say we have herbs too. To if you want those.
It's alright, you're not in Ferelden anymore, dear. We actually spice our food, she says as she walks
thank
away.
God.
Uh,
Oh,
As
thank
the
the
only
gods.
Ferelden here. Wait a minute.
Yeah. Wait,
How
I
dare.
should be offended by that.
Yeah, like me and my mother are both Ferelden. How dare you?
Then you're very
but-
well acquainted in Ferelden Bush.
Yeah.
Wow.
But you are well fed. It is hearty food. Get to take a load off a little bit and start to strategize in your head about what you may do about this situation. And that's where we'll leave off our third session of our Blood and Lyrium story. Hoy! Next week we'll see what we get up to. We'll go around the table and just let you know who we are and where else you can find us. And I will start with myself. I am Emma Hamley on the internet. I've been the storyteller for this lovely game. I am also a storyteller for another Dragon Age story on Saturdays over at Valdrain's channel. In Darkness Unbroken, we're in our final season, season 5. We're at the halfway point of 6 out of 12. And that's a very different and very dramatic story. Things are very tense there. There was some Red Lyrium shenanigans last time and it was very scary.
Shenanigans, sure.
Shenanigans, yes. You will also see me on Val's channel twice on the first weekend of November. On the Friday, I'm going to be playing in a game of Uncharted Worlds for the Extra Life weekend, raising money for sick kids. And on the Saturday, I am running a game for that Extra Life weekend where it is Vampire the Masquerade, and they are a Camarilla coterie at a very luxurious fundraiser for a children's hospital because we love being a little bit meta. But that is where you can see me just now. So if my players can now tell you where they can find you.
I've been Emily. You can find me on the internet at EmilyBard20. Pretty much most places that I am. That's what I am. I am also going to be in that Vampire the Masquerade game where instead of talking like this, I'll be talking like this, sweetheart, and it's gonna be great. Get to be a little 20s Hollywood socialite, and I'm very excited about it. I also am in our other transmissions flagship. If you look on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts, you can find Black Teeth, where I'm very happily playing a very Jersey Italian werewolf who, ooh man, got some great stuff coming up with that. It's a great time to catch up if you haven't watched it. Get excited for what's coming. Oh my goodness gracious. I'm so excited to record our next session. Oh boy.
American Werewolf in Wales?
That should be like
More likely than you
movie.
think.
I mean,
Yeah.
basically,
More likely than you
yes.
think.
Or like a podcast, huh? Yes, that's us. That's me and my many faces.
Hi everyone, my name is Satan, or Alyssa Vampire on the internet. I have been your very confused, very afraid, Baelish elf mage today, Phelan, everyone's favorite baby girl. You can also find me in our other Dragon Age game over at Valier's channel on Saturday, 4 p.m. EST. That is run again by the lovely Hamalu, where I play a very different elf city elf rogue. Sure, shenanigans is exactly what happened. With that same amount of levity. I am also going to be playing in Hamalu's Vampire the Masquerade charity fundraiser game, where I will be playing a very creepy, very lovely little goth La Sombra Victorian vampire-esque, because I love them. And so far, for now, that's it. Yeah. All right. Okay. Bye.
A goth La Sombra sounds sort of like a Vespa from the 60s, doesn't it? Like a little cool little
does.
moped.
It does.
Hello everyone, I am Torin, or Torin Talks Creativity. I have been playing Oriana, our pillbug human rogue, who's like, I'm not gonna comment. Anyway, so she's doing great. as far as other places to find me, I am in Undarkness and Broken as well. On Saturdays, I play a traumatized Dementor elf. Sure. Red Lyrium shenanigans. It's great. Have you ever just wanted to go ape shit? So yeah, there you go. Otherwise, I will also actually be on the Extra Life Vampire the Masquerade. I don't know much about it, but I'm gonna do my best. Otherwise, you can find me on Twitch, probably mostly at Tor and Talks Creativity, where I play video games and do art on my own channel. So yeah, come find me.
Hello everyone, I have been Iran. I am Sakai, I've been around. You can find me here mostly. In November, I'll be in a 4-part Blades in the Dark over on Euphoria, run by the fantastic Michelle Kelly, and I'm playing alongside the very difficult to say Cash and Gask. So check that out. That's fun. And other than that, not a lot. Just here.
And here's a wonderful place. All right, everybody, thank you for joining us. Our friends over at Chaotic Wholesome are on again, so we're going to raid them. So please do stick around to give them some love in the chat. And we will see you next week, everybody. Bye-bye.